Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back in another video from 6, and today we are checking out how Naruto could obtain Ultra Instinct. Now, I don't know if this is an actual, how Naruto could possibly obtain a new ability within the series or what. The last video threw me with the April Fool's thing that I totally fell for. But yeah, I don't know if there's going to be, how Naruto could obtain a new ability that could help him within the future of Boruto, or what, or if it's just a hypothetical of how Goku achieved it. Maybe Naruto could go through the same similar thing. I don't know. It's gonna be good. Check out my Etsy shop, t-shirts and hoodies, and check out my Patreon. $1 a month gets your name at the end of the video I upload. Let's get into this.
Aside
Bow.
from Baryon mode, Ultra Instinct has to be the best transformation released in anime within the past 5 years.
Yeah, Barry
You
mode
may be
was
able to have some
sick.
lunch table type argument with your friend about which of these two is better, and have Mr. Billy the Contrarian bring up how I think Zeke's Beast Titan is actually the best transformation in anime.
What?
But
Shut
in
up.
terms of status, we all know when it comes to hype, these two forms are on top.
Love the editing on this, by the
I
way.
was doing some research for a video on Haku, and while rereading the chapter, I came across a line from Sasuke that he speaks to Naruto after saving him from a needle assault from Haku, that his body just sort of moved on its own. And obviously, this sounds a lot like Ultra Instinct,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I got to thinking, what if Ultra Instinct was actually in Naruto? Now, as far as I can tell, this is the only sort of mention in the entire
Wow, the editing on this is absolutely boss. Wow.
manga of someone's body moving on its own, and Naruto has made no attempts at implementing something like this into a taijutsu, even like a weird sage mode frog technique or six pass power.
Yeah.
So I picked a few characters to have Ultra Instinct in the Naruto verse. Those I thought it would fit best, and those I thought it wouldn't fit all that well, and that's what I'm going to be going over today.
Okay.
If this is something that interests you, you should obviously leave a like on the video and subscribe. I can't say I do videos of this nature often, but I can say there are a ton of other videos on my channel you may enjoy, so watch those after this one. Before we get into the specific characters, obviously we need a rundown of what Ultra Instinct actually is, and I'm talking about the original.
Oh my god, what a tune. Let's go. Da 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 da. Sorry.
Dragon Ball Super. The first appearance of this form was almost 5 years ago in 2017
What?
in episode 9 from Dragon Ball Super. Goku tapped into what we now know is just the initial stage of Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, it's got
that
further
being Ultra Instinct
modes,
Sign
yeah.
or Omen. Now, for the Naruto transfer of this jutsu, I'd figure I'd give this form A rank, since it's mostly for defense and it's stated to have fairly lackluster offense, and since jutsu ranks are for difficulty of mastery. Also, with Ultra Instinct, especially in the Dragon Ball Super manga, being described more as a technique than a transformation, and Goku definitely has much more difficulty mastering Ultra Instinct than he does tapping into it, seeing as after
Yes.
6 months of training with mirrors in a hyperbolic time chamber like room, he's only able to tap into the initial form, and that's while training with someone who already has
it.
and is guiding him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ultra Instinct at its base is extremely simple and an easy
Mate, the editing on this is so freaking good. Oh, dude, nice one.
concept to grasp. It's essentially mastering self-movement that can get more accurate over time through training. As Whis says with his Ultra Instinct, it's more accurate than Goku's is, and the Grand Priest has a better Ultra Instinct than both of them. The
Damn.
Omen or Sign form is catered more towards defense, but if you can tap into it at will like Goku, it can become pretty good offense. And the Mastered variant is catered towards all your stats and will add a massive buff to you. Like Mirror says, if Goku masters UI against Moro, despite him getting kicked around by Moro in UI Omen, he would, quote, not fall to anyone. Which you could
Oh, yeah, 'cause he's not meant to interfere, is he? So,
Goku could beat
RIP.
Beerus in MUI, but I don't want to spark a Goku versus Beerus debate in the comments, so I'll just move on from that. The
Quick.
method of obtaining will stay the same for the Naruto variant of Ultra Instinct. Like Mirror says, rage, grief, and joy are strong emotions that can lead to a crazy power-up. Same as in Naruto, but you achieve Ultra Instinct when you achieve self-control in the face of a jarring shock to your emotions. This sort of thing is not common in Shinobi at all. In
No.
fact, Konoha sort of promotes the opposite way of thinking, with the Will of Fire being a heavy emotion amp you get from wanting to protect the things precious to you. In statements from Hiruzen, like a shinobi's greatest strength emerges in the midst of a desperate battle, we get tons and tons of examples of this being true, even though the statement is made all the way back within the first 70 chapters of the
Wow,
manga.
yeah.
Naruto versus Gaara, Naruto gets amped through his emotions twice and gets massive amps to his chakra amount. Same against Neji, Sasuke, Deidara, Obito, Kaguya, etc., etc. Naruto and others get amped from their emotions. So I'll say Ultra Instinct should be extremely hard to master for
Yeah,
shinobi,
okay, cool.
especially seasoned or older ones like Hokage Naruto, Adult Sasuke, and any shinobi with the Jonin rank or above. Since Jonin are supposed to be seasoned ninja of a certain skill, you can maybe apply this logic to a Chunin who's been a Chunin for the majority of his life like Iruka, or maybe a Tokubetsu Jonin like Anko or Ibiki, but that's not all too important. The closest I've found to someone getting close to the requirements of unlocking UI is Baruyama Naruto.
That's quite a bloody step up from everything, isn't it? Like, what a freaking transformation this was. Jesus freaking Christ.
In order to keep Baruyama going for as long as possible, Kurama tells Naruto not to make any unnecessary or wasted movements and rid himself of any superfluous thoughts. Superfluous meaning unnecessary, especially through more than enough.
The purchaser should avoid asking for superfluous information. So unnecessary, especially through being more than enough. So just giving exactly what you need.
Obviously, for something like this to happen, there needs to be a teacher of some sorts to help out and tell Shinobi that there is a power like this. And the best choice I could think of for it is someone like Hagoromo. The other teachers in the series just don't seem to be that good of a fit for a move like this. Like, Jiraiya taught Naruto how to make a bigger Rasengan, stated to make meteor-like craters during their training. Kakashi even lets his emotions get the better of him multiple times during the war arc. And I'm not even going to get started on someone like Orochimaru.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Never have Ultra Instinct in any timeline. Plus, Ultra Instinct is quite literally called a technique of the gods, so Hagoromo or some other Otsutsuki-like being is definitely the best choice for it.
Does make sense. Jesus Christ, this video.
But seeing as every other Otsutsuki is kind of evil and wants to drain the earth of all of its life, I don't think it'd be fitting for someone to learn from them. Naruto or Sasuke would probably just not want to use an ability that an evil Otsutsuki used or something like that. The other Otsutsuki also seem to give into their more powerful emotions quite easily, with the exception of maybe Ishiki. Kaguya gets extremely sad when holding Naruto and Sasuke's faces and seeing the faces of her children, even though they tried to kill her in the past. And after a quick recap by Zetsu, Kaguya clears up her tears and gets visibly angry and tells Naruto and Sasuke, who she calls Hagoromo and Hamura, that she detests them. Momoshiki seems to be extremely mad and or annoyed at all points in time. For what I can tell,
just a madman all the time.
And Kinshiki shares this quality, though his rage only seems to be because he's a brute who's constantly fighting.
Yeah, he's definitely like the brute with the axe. It's just like, rah, rage, I will defeat my enemy.
Sort of like Momoshiki's attack dog, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the part where I would bring up Urashiki, but I realized I'd have to rewatch that time travel arc to do so, and I really don't want to do that, so I'll leave that up to you. Whole
it was nice to see Jiraiya, though.
Plan is motivated by his emotions. The dude was literally going to slam a moon into Earth because he didn't like the way it was, and he felt like it was Hamura's wish to do so, even though he in the end just misinterpreted Hamura's words. Ishiki is a lot more calm than the other Otsutsuki.
He is. It's very chill.
When he enters Konoha, he politely asks for Kawaki's location from some of the local Jonin, and is even polite to Delta after she kicks all of his food off the table and destroys it. The only time we really see him lose his cool is like when something really inconveniences him, like Boruto finding out he can't kill him.
Yeah, he did get annoyed by that.
Or Kawaki hiding when he's literally
yeah, that was amazing as well. He was going so mad. He's like, I will fight you!
minutes away from dying. Hagoromo obviously isn't perfect. He seems to give it to his emotions a lot less. I mean, for the majority of the manga, he's either neutral-faced or smiling, never given an expression of anger or anything like that. I don't know much about Hamura since the manga does a poor job of showing him, along with Indra and Ashura. But I mean, Indra and Ashura literally hated each other so much they kept reincarnating for
to keep fighting each other,
thousands of years to fight each other, so they're off the table. Even with Hagoromo being the progenitor of Ultra Instinct, I don't think he should have it completely mastered, especially due to the things I mentioned earlier. Hagoromo is definitely not fully in control of his emotions, so how strong is he? How long can he keep the technique active? Quantifying the boost of Ultra Instinct Omen is something we have to dive back into Dragon Ball for a bit to look at.
Makes sense.
Now, while Ultra Instinct isn't a Super Saiyan...
Sorry, this tune just gets me every time. Because it's really good remix on YouTube as well of it as well. With like proper dubsteppy kind of version of it. But anyway.
We can directly compare it to the Super Saiyan forms in terms of quality
Yo!
of an amp.
Love that, just seeing the hair colors with everything. Ah.
Seeing as the person we see the technique used fights the same opponent in both forms, that being Goku versus Jiren, Goku versus Moro, and Goku versus Goku. In his first encounter with Jiren, we see Super Saiyan Blue Goku shooting a ton of ki blasts directly at Jiren's head or torso, and Jiren being completely unmoved and undamaged by these attacks. Super Saiyan Blue should be well over a 400 times amp as a low ball, seeing as Super Saiyan 1 is a 50 times amp
Oh, we're getting into multipliers. The maths up.
to your base power, Super Saiyan 2 is a 2 times amp to Super Saiyan 1, and Super Saiyan 3 is a 4 times amp to Super Saiyan 2. You do the math, that adds up to a 400 times amp of your base form power. Super Saiyan 3 Goku was getting absolutely bullied by Beerus,
Yep.
while Super Saiyan God Goku was putting up a much better fight against a less holding back Beerus,
They were shaking the universe with their fists.
and Blue being
Well,
the
when the
Super
fists were
Saiyan form
clashing.
of a Super Saiyan God. There are some statements I've seen people use to try and quantify the amp of Super Saiyan Blue, claiming it's as much as maybe even a 40,000 times amp to your base form. I don't want to comment on these directly because as far as I can tell, at best these statements are debatable and don't actually lead to any one probable conclusion, so we'll keep it at a low ball of massively over 400 times, but this is the best quantifiable number you can get. Ultra Instinct Goku completely obliterates any sort of performance that Blue Goku did against
Yeah.
Jiren, not only forcing Jiren to somewhat take the fight seriously, but being able to tank punches from him head on and forcing Jiren to get chatty.
Damn. Is that what he says in the manga? Damn. Alright. You see, I've only read like after the anime and the manga, so yeah. But then intrigue did hit me, and I wanted to. I found the panels with the Trunks in the future, fighting. Anyway.
Which is out of character for him, showing he's somewhat frustrated. This is all just the omen part of this form, allowing Goku to make this much progress. Goku even stacking Kaioken on top of Blue could not get these same results. And as we know,
Which is
Goku's
mad.
Kaioken Blue can go as far up to 20 times. So
Jesus. What's happened to the volume? Okay. Is it the video? Right, let's keep it playing.
Having this seemingly weak contested, use it to somewhat press the big bad of the arc with a wacky variant.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mastered Ultra Instinct is much more powerful than this form of the
I mean, it is, yes.
I don't even think at this point it's entirely out of the question to call the strongest UI omen.
Ultra Instinct Diamond. Yeah, so the audio seems to have just completely dipped on the video, so apologies, but I can still hear it. Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Though these numbers aren't
Hey,
concrete,
it's
just
cool.
misfit.
So it wasn't right. Okay.
With UI
That was
being
that was scary. I was like, what the hell's happened? But yeah, okay.
unique and not a form, you can apply these amps to
The song just like was too powerful. do 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 do. Sorry.
Hagoromo in his strongest form, that being his prime at the 10 tails Jinchuriki, and say he'd be anywhere between 8,000 times to 15,000 times stronger. Exactly what level this would boost him to is virtually unknown, although if he had this in his fight with Kaguya or the 10 tails, his brother Hamura would have been completely unnecessary, and if he went on to give all of his power to Ashura, the whole rivalry of Indra and Ashura would have never begun because Ashura would have spanked Indra around while being thousands of times stronger
Bye.
than him, and in the Uchiha clan before it ever began. So this is most definitely the timeline that Tobirama and Danzo wish they were in. So as to not break the story
Yeah.
in half, though,
Yeah. Get rid of those. I was about to say Saiyans. No, I'm in Frieza form. Get rid of those Uchiha.
let's just say Hagoromo got it sometime during the 1,000 years or so.
It's because I've been watching the Dragon Ball Z abridged creator commentaries or the Frieza bit. I'm just like, get Saiyans.
That he was traveling through the Pure Lands as a chakra ghost, watching over the reincarnates of his son. This allows for him to have the technique while having no impact on the main story, and Ultra Instinct isn't a power that you can just hand down. It has to be taught.
Yeah.
But there is nothing like he decided to give it to a random Indra variant and it became part of the Uchiha clan or something weird like that. As for the question of how long Hagoromo can maintain the form, I don't think this is all too relevant, seeing as he won't be using it to fight, considering he has no opponents to fight in his ghost form. Obviously, one of the characters that needs to get a run-in with this technique is the main character himself, Naruto. And due to what I mentioned about Baryon mode, I think Naruto is one of the people that would likely master this technique if he ever got a hold of it. The main issue is what's the best place to introduce an Ultra Instinct Naruto into the series. It can't be during part 1, Naruto is way too immature for a technique like this. It can't be during the beginning of Shippuden, Naruto is still giving himself over to the Nine Tails whenever he gets mad at this point. It would have to be sometime after the Pain arc or after his encounter with Sasuke at the Kage Summit. This is the time we really see Naruto maturing, and even after his encounter with Sasuke, Kakashi comments how Naruto has seemingly let everything go after having a conversation and fight with Sasuke, which is also stated by Naruto to have given him his answer on what to do regarding Sasuke. He's just a much more calm person at this point, although I think having Hagoromo come down and teach Naruto Ultra Instinct at this point in time would be almost equivalent to giving one reincarnate power again, like he's trying not to do it this time. So it's much better if we just give Naruto the idea of it in the war arc during his conversation with Hagoromo. And for the sake of being fair, we'll have to also say Sasuke gets the idea from Hagoromo here as well. And from here, they can both try to tap into it whatever times they want to. I think Naruto trying to do a technique like Ultra Instinct, whilst using something that gives him precognition or a greater sense of awareness like Sage Mode, would help out significantly. Naruto's body is already alert to danger in Sage Mode. So if he can just try to move with it, he could probably tap into UI Omen. Obviously, if he uses Sage Mode to aid him though, he's not going to be able to use the boost from his shadow clones. He's able to get to learn a jutsu quicker. So quantifying the amount of time it would take Naruto to learn this jutsu is nearly impossible. And if I'm being completely honest, and although Naruto is fairly good at taijutsu, that has never been his main method of attack. So it's like he'd never be super godly at mastering a taijutsu technique. But with the added help of Sage Mode and the information necessary, I think it's fair to say Naruto could maybe pull off UI Omen in around half a year like Goku, or maybe upwards of a year or possibly 2 years. If Kishimoto were to write it, I see the latter being a lot more possible, because Kishimoto doesn't like to use a lot of time on time skips and training. Naruto and Boruto have a very fast-paced nature. For example, the entirety of the war arc happens over the course of 2 or 3 days, and in it, Naruto powers up numerous times without even having to train. If you take this seriously and say Hokage Naruto had UI Omen, honestly the manga may have gone a bit differently depending on where you place it.
Yes, it would.
If Naruto gets it at the beginning of the manga, Momoshiki and Kinshiki get made short work of, and Boruto never gets a karma. Delta gets beaten up again, except easier this time, so not much change there, and Jigen would probably get beaten up. But if Naruto actually killed Jigen and Ishiki came out, he might lose again due to the toll the form takes on the body, as well as the amp maybe not putting him at Ishiki's level anyway. If you've seen the video on Baryon mode and agree with his reasoning for why Baryon mode is upwards of 1 billion times of an
Do you just blank Seth's name out? It's interesting.
Amp. If you take the nuclear fusion quote,
when did he record this? That's an interesting one. Anyway,
from Kurama seriously, then the calc amp we have of maybe 15,000 times isn't going to do much for Naruto to take on Ishiki. Sasuke even unlocking UI or Omen seems just sort of unlikely to me. I don't think he would be able to pull it off. Not saying Sasuke isn't smart or anything, just the technique definitely doesn't suit his style of fighting. And Sasuke has never done anything indicative of hiding his emotions or being able to hide his emotions. It's even implied before they fight Ishiki that Sasuke is scared and has to somewhat prepare himself to take on someone of that caliber. The other two people I picked for this, and you guys can let me know if I missed anyone on this, is Kakashi and Guy.
No, yeah, fair choice. Yeah.
Kakashi is actually someone I can see unlocking UI Omen if given the right tool. It's sort of implied Kakashi is numb to his feelings due to losing everyone he cares about.
Yeah, and then still smiling all the time. Like, he went through so much.
Like, he tells Sasuke towards the end of part 1. And obviously I put Guy here just because he's a taijutsu master. and he would definitely try to obtain what would
Oh yeah,
definitely
if that was
be
something that you could,
the best
yeah.
taijutsu technique in the series. But could he actually do it? I'll leave that up to you guys as sort of a closing question for the video. As always, if you like the video, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. And if you want me to talk about any other techniques coming in Naruto, like maybe Titan shifting or something weird like another anime, just leave it in the comments down below. Or maybe you want me to talk about something from Naruto going to Dragon Ball or whatever it may be, just leave it down there. But yeah, that's all. Have a nice day.
Damn, what a video. That was so well edited, so well put together. Bit weird that he, I mean, I'm not going to go into it as much as they bleeped out Seth's name and then, like, censored whatever he was showing. Shows how disconnected they are from him now, which is fair. But it also makes me wonder how far, like, ahead he starts working on these videos. It's like, you know, that video is so well edited, so put together, and so well written. That was absolutely boss. Like, absolutely awesome. Six is just nailing it. My God. And an interesting concept as well. And yeah. Anyway, make sure you check out my Etsy shop. I got t-shirts and hoodies that I've designed that you can buy. Be great to help support me with that. And thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link in the description of the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I support the channel. It's all I ask to help support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe, or leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch, discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys all next time.